So the brains of the family.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Representative Rashida Tlaib. I can't never say her last name.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say Rep Rashida.
Okay.
For Israel-Hamas war comment. She was censored.
Yeah. So they pretty much, that means shut up. They shut
now,
up.
If y'all remember, we talked about this. We talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene bringing that in front of the House to censor her. She brought in, or another lady brought to censor Marjorie Taylor Greene. Obviously, that didn't go through.
That didn't go through.
And they read a whole list of all the stuff she said and all this. But this went through.
You think because of what it was about? It's the topic.
You can't talk against Israel in this country.
Very
I told you
sensitive,
that.
Yeah.
The House voted 234 to 188. Some Democrats voted too to censor her.
Yeah, she may get
like
us in trouble.
20 Democrats or something. Representative Rashida, I'll just say Representative Rashida, Democrat from Michigan, over her remarks related to Israel and Palestinians. 22 Democrats, so it's 22, joined the Republicans in voting to formally rebuke her for her comments. Wow. The measure, sponsored by Georgia Republican Rich McCormick, accuses her of promoting false narratives regarding the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack on Israel and for calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. It is the second attempt to formally punish her over her comments. Now, remember, we both said, I don't mind somebody saying, let's humanitarian, let's all pray for peace in the Middle East. But when you start saying something like, this group needs to go away or this group needs to go away, in my opinion, you need to be silenced, because now you're creating a hostile environment, and people are already messing with synagogues and all kind of other things now. So if you creating that atmosphere, that's going to make people feel like that.
And you would think, you're in America, so you are a representative in our government,
right?
Why would you? If you, that's to say,
you're a government official.
If that's to say, for sake of argument, you've come from Russia, and you are part of the Senate or whatever the position she is,
Congress,
and you start making comments about Russia, Ukraine needs to be destroyed.
We giving billions of dollars to Ukraine.
You think we're gonna sit here and let you sit next to me as a co-team member and say Ukraine needs to be destroyed?
Right. But we need to find out what she said. So it says that she's the only Palestinian American in Congress, which is sad. There should be way more Palestinians.
Well, they are afraid to. If she's representing that spirit, then we don't want.
It says she has made several controversial comments about the war. She has defended her comments and says she is simply availing herself of freedom of speech. Censor is a symbolic move where the member who has been censored is called to the House floor, okay, as the Speaker of the House reads the text of measure. Members from both parties have criticized her comments, but most Democrats say they do not support censor as a response. It's almost like, remember back in the day, they say church, if you do something bad, they call you up to the front of the church and rebuke you.
They always did the women too when they got pregnant.
Well, the man never got rebuked. But that's what's going to happen to her. She has to come in front of Congress and be rebuked by the Speaker of the House. This is Game of Thrones, shame walk. Shame!
He told me about that in that movie. I was like, what they do?
Shame!
They threw stuff.
Shame! They threw their feces, animal stuff, and the king or queen will walk down. Shame! Shame!
We do that here in this country.
That's what they bring her back. That's a censor. So she has to go in front of Congress and be shamed.
When Trump loses, we should do that.
It would be so nice. Shame!
You can throw stuff.
Shame! People be throwing feces at him and all kind of stuff. Shame! His hair fly over and you see his bald spot. Shame! And a piece of boo-boo laying on his head and his hair can't come back. Shame! Shame! Shame for trying to get rid of the Constitution. Shame for leading a treasonous insurrection. People kicking in the doors of the Capitol. And all the people who work for the Capitol be right in the front.
Yeah.
Shame! I had to run out of my office. Shame! Pitt. My wife cried
Oh gosh. Oh, that was Game of Thrones.
That was Game of Thrones.
Oh my goodness. So she has to go through. But you know what?
So she's gonna be. That's the whole.
But what
thing.
was she saying?
How stupid is that?
My thing is, why couldn't she have said? I don't know the details of.
We
her
gotta find out what
speech,
she said.
If anything, you should not wish death on any country or any ethnic group or whatever.
Yeah.
Just say the leadership.
Here,
I'm not in agreement with the leadership there.
It says among the comments and questions, a post that she did on X, formerly known as Twitter, where she shared a video featuring a Palestinian slogan that has been called anti-Semitic. From the river to the sea is an aspirational call for freedom, human rights, and peaceful coexistence, not death, destruction, or hate. My work in advocacy is always centered in justice and dignity for all people, no matter of faith or ethnicity. And that part I agree with. So we got to find out. He's going to read her thing. Mm-hmm. She's going to come stand in front of, it's stupid. Come stand in front of Congress. And then the Speaker of the House is going to read all the reasons why she's what she did. I mean, and they're going to shame her in front of everybody.
But I'm saying, if any of her comments was leading to the death of somebody or a country or a nation,
right?
That's not you. You don't need to be in our country. Then you need to either go back home,
right,
or you need to go to another country.
If she said this, if she said something,
or go to a country that feels the way you do.
But if she just said, I'm humanitarian on both sides, I wish we could stop, that's not enough to shame somebody. I'm thinking she didn't say that. So we got to find out.
She's probably wishing death on a country.
We don't know. I don't know. Okay. So when she with the shame, they'll bring her in the front and he'll read off all the things that she supposedly said and the reason why she got shamed in front of everybody.
Girl, I thought it was the other lady that wears the head covering.
No, I thought so too.
Because she's made some little
but
crazy
she's not.
comments.
I think it's because she's Palestinian. This one, Rashida.
Okay.
I think that's the reason. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Because if Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't get shamed in front of everybody, I'm trying to figure out what can anybody say that would have you called up to the front and to get rebuked in front of everybody.
And I did appreciate. I have to go back and listen again. I told my sister I couldn't talk about it today because I don't know the clear comments that were made when Hillary Clinton was on The View today. And I forgot her position was when she was with Obama, Secretary of...
She was Secretary of State.
Yeah, so she really broke down the relationship with the countries, Egypt, Israel, Gaza, all of that. And the history of where we were when they signed peace treaties and all of that. Gaza or Hamas went against it.
Right.
Things like that. And I'm sitting here listening to her like, wow.
Both of them went against it.
Yeah.
Hamas went against stuff and Israel went against stuff. They was occupying places, land that was given to the Palestinians. Yeah. So both sides. That's what I'm saying. Right. And what people don't understand is that I've been saying this, I don't understand why people don't listen to me. We only got 3 people in the room. Is because Benjamin, the prime minister, does not want Palestine there. He doesn't want a 2-state solution. He don't want, he don't want them there at all.
But I'm thinking partly what Hillary Clinton was saying. Where did that come from?
Because in Hamas,
she was in office in her position. That was not the
because they elected Hamas to be their leader, and in there's some kind of writing that they have on what they believe is to exterminate Jews. Not live next to them peacefully, not coexist, is to get rid of them. So that's the problem. And so they feel like he does, that if the people didn't want it, they shouldn't have had it happen. But he don't realize we didn't want comb over, and he was our president. So people don't always have a say. It's always who has the biggest voice over you, and whoever can force you to do stuff. So Emerald says, no, she just got here. That's what I told you.
Oh, okay. That must have been Wendy.
And she says, sorry, I'm late. Oh, no problem, Emerald. And then Christopher is laughing. And then Wendy saying hi to M. So we'll see. When she goes through her shame moment, we'll find out
exactly what was said.
What she said that was so offensive for them to censor her. We'll see.
Because I have a problem even with the leadership and the leadership making crazy decisions, I
Right.
do. But I have a problem when people do a blanket statement
Exactly.
to get rid of that whole nation or that
Right.
whole country
Right.
or whatever they say. And
Yeah.
that's wrong to me.
So we'll see.
Go ahead.
All right. We'll see what she said, her shame moment when it
Mhm.
comes up. All right. So my mother saw this.
I heard y'all talking about the panda bears.
Ma, you
What
was
happened
talking
to
about
them?
these panda bears.